Every garden needs a moment of stillness, a place where time feels slower, where sound fades into texture, where you can simply be. That moment often begins with a bench. The wooden garden bench is one of design's simplest ideas and yet one of its most profound. It is not just furniture, it is an invitation to pause, to reflect, to listen to the wind, water, and the quiet pulse of the earth. Wood has always belonged to outdoors. It speaks the same language as the garden, organic, warm, evolving. It doesn't interrupt nature, it joins the conversation. And that is what makes a wooden bench feel so natural. It seems like it grew there. When you sit on one, the connection is immediate. The texture under your hands, the faint scent of sun-warmed timber. It is grounding. You realize that comfort isn't about cushions or design tricks. It is about honesty of materials. A wooden garden bench doesn't need to be complex. Its beauty lies in its proportion, the balance between surface and air, between form and landscape. The best ones don't compete with their surroundings. They disappear into them, the way a melody blends with silence. But the design language can change the atmosphere entirely. A solid, heavy bench with thick beams feels eternal, a statement of endurance. A lighter slatted design feels open, breezy, almost meditative. Both speak truth, just in different dialects of nature. There is also something deeply human in the way we use benches. They are not just for resting, they are for sharing. Two people sitting side by side, sometimes talking, sometimes not, both looking out at the same horizon. It is intimacy without confrontation. It is togetherness defined by perspective, not proximity. That is why the placement of garden bench matters as much as its design. It is not where it looks best, it is where it feels right. Under a tree, facing a pond, near a path, each spot changes its meaning. In one place, it's solitude. In another, it's companionship. The wood itself carries memory. Teak, cedar, oak. Each carries a different tone and story. Over the years, the color fades from golden to silver gray. And that withering is not decay. It is patina. It is time made visible. A reminder that beauty isn't always about preservation. Sometimes it is about surrender. A well-placed wooden bench turns the garden into an experience. It gives shape to space. It defines pose. And in doing so, it transforms how we inhabit nature. There is also an artistry in how these benches are crafted. The joinery, the angles, the grain alignment, they all reveal the maker's dialogue with the material. A bench that looks simple might be the result of immense restraint, design boiled down to only what is essential. And yet, within that simplicity, there is expression. The curve of a backrest, the slope of a seat, the rhythm of slats, all designed not just for comfort but for emotion. It is functional sculpture. Think of how it feels to sit on one at dusk. The air cooling, the leaves moving, light filtering through branches. For a few minutes, life stops demanding things from you. The bench gives permission to breathe. And that is the real power of good design. Not to impress, but to restore. To turn a small piece of wood and space into a quiet act of balance. The garden bench also ages with its environment. Rain stains it, sunlight bleaches it, seasons etch themselves into its surface. It becomes part of the story of the garden, not a visitor but a resident. That is design in its perfect harmony with time. So, when you think of garden bench ideas, think less about style and more about spirit. Because the right bench doesn't just fill a space, it completes it. It is where light oozes before fading, where conversations happen without effort, where solitude feels safe, not lonely. That is the quiet power of wooden garden bench. It doesn't try to be extraordinary. It just becomes essential. And perhaps that is the ultimate goal of design, not to dominate space, but to belong so deeply within it that it feels like it is always been there. So until next time, happy decorating.